Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone, it's Dr. Saadi Muhammad, consultant child and adolescent psychiatrist, and today I've got the pleasure of being with Abdullah Afzal, who is popularly known as Amjad from BBC's award-winning Citizen Khan. Assalamu alaikum Afzal.
Wa alaikum
Alhamdulillah. I'm a little bit starstruck. I've just come out of Cinder'Aliyah, which was phenomenal, so mashallah, amazing work on that, Abdullah.
Thank you.
So I know that in COVID you were doing a lot of promotional work around mental health, trying to get people to think about their mental health, and particularly men within our community, and I wondered if you could give just a few words of advice, encouragement to those who may be suffering from mental health difficulties in our community, and particularly men, what they could do.
For me, I think that especially in our community, Muslim men, South Asian men that I've come across, it's quite a taboo thing to talk about, and it's kind of difficult for them to express themselves because they're meant to be these manly men that never talk about their feelings or express themselves, and I think it's important for them to come out and reach out to at least those that they care for, that they love, because it is becoming more understandable for these people now. We're moving on slowly, and I think it's a big killer as well in terms of mental health. When people haven't expressed their emotions and how sad they are and the depression that they get, it can actually really harm them. We have a lot of heart disease as well in our communities, and I think it can actually worsen it and it can really affect them. So I always encourage people to come out and speak, and I do it with my cast as well. If there's any issues, we always speak about it. We talk to each other all the time. Even within the audience, I like to get people up and talking on the stage, telling their wives they love them and stuff, because I think that part of that is communication, because men in our culture as well, they don't like to communicate so much with their wives. Back home, then that's always been kind of the culture where anything they just keep it to themselves. Whereas by getting them on stage and asking them to tell their wives how they feel and stuff, I think it's a good step in the right direction, and that's a part of the process as well.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful when you asked, you asked the audience, the member of the audience, to do that. Really touching, and absolutely something that we all need to be doing more of, especially, well, not especially, but definitely men in our community are maybe not so pro in that. So that's fantastic. Just one last question, Abdullah, if you don't mind. Is there anything personal that you can share about how you've personally overcome any mental health difficulties or stress? Because there must be so much stress involved in the kind of, the professional area that you're in.
For me, I learned from a young age how to deal with it, and it's not easy for everyone. For me, when I have stress, I had to have certain constants in my life that helped me through it. So to always feel like I'm a part of something. So whenever I feel like I'm shunned from a certain people that I liked, and they're not treating me the same, or for example, that's something that I've had in the past, where a certain people haven't given me the love or the attention that I required from them, but knowing that I can go home and have my wife and kids with me who are always there to support me has been a big help for me. So everyone has their own thing, and I encourage, if you're Muslim, I encourage you to speak it to Allah, because for me that makes a difference as well. There's nothing more relaxing for me than praying my salah 5 times a day. Even if you miss one, make sure you catch it up later, because a part of that, the routine is really helpful for mental health and getting over certain issues. And we have cast members who have gone through hardship with mental health as well, and I always speak to them about encouraging them to pray and stuff. And alhamdulillah, we've had 2 or 3 people who have started to pray now as well. So it's been a great thing for their mental health, and a great thing in terms of dawah doing this as well.
Amazing. Inspirational words from Abdullah Afzal. Thank you so much, Abdullah, for taking the time to speak to me, and inshallah for sharing those beautiful words of advice that our audience can benefit from, inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.